And we are live. And here we are with Thai Yoga Qigong. So we have Lester Holmes, Sifu Lester. We got Marcus, the yoga teacher. And I'm yours truly, Dr. George Xavier Love for the Blue Dragon Qigong Academy. And today we're going to be talking about how to center yourself using the breath
body, mind,
and spirit. So we're going to start with Lester.
Well, peace to the tribe. Happy to be back. Happy to see everybody. Hope everyone is tuned in and following us. This is episode number 3. And as Dr. Love said, today we thought we'd like to talk about centering the self. Now, whenever I think or speak in terms of the self, I'm speaking not only about the fleshy skin, the body, but also the mind, the spirit. So how do we go about doing this centering of self? First of all, we have to take a certain position or posture, we call it. And in Tai Chi, we have a universal posture that is known pretty common throughout the Tai Chi world. And we call it the universal post. And I'll give you a quick demonstration of how it's done. First of all, we stand with our feet about shoulders width apart. You can't see my feet there, but when I say shoulders width apart, I'm talking about the inside of my shoulder gate, not the outside. This is too wide for what we're doing. This is more of a Shaolin type stance. So we want a more narrow stance, and you can gauge it by this method that I just showed. So it's about your foot length apart in between here. That's going to give you about hips width and inside of the shoulders gate. All right. So now that you understand that part, I like to also explain how important it is that we maintain a little bit of flexion in our knees. In other words, we don't want our knee joints to be locked out or hyperextended. We want the knee to be slightly open. All of the joints on the body are open. We want to create a body condition that you may or may not heard of, so I'll just explain it to you briefly. We call it a state of Song, which means deep relaxation. Now, when I say relax, I don't mean like just laying out on the sofa in a lazy mode, you know. We want to basically relax our muscles and be in tune with our skeletal structure. I know I just gave you a lot of information, right? Once you get this state, you want to bring your mind into center. And the way that we go about doing that is with the breath. The breath is the guide. If you follow me here, I'll guide you right into universal pose. So you can imagine that you're hugging a tree. It's also known as the tree hugging posture, right? I'll give you a sideways perspective as well. So you see that it's a rounded out. All right, this is not round. All right, this is not round. This is round. We want to slightly concave our chest, so we don't want to puff out our chest, right? That creates restriction. And we just want to hold this. Now, I'll tell you what, there's a couple of gatekeepers when it comes to doing these standing postures and centering the self. First gatekeeper is boredom. Most people get bored. What am I doing here? This is doing nothing. Well, it's doing a lot, but it takes time. You have to do it every day, and it's like stacking little sheets of paper together. How do we get past the boredom of the mind or the gatekeeper? I like to do sit and meditation to be in control of my mind. And then I bring that mind state from sitting into standing. How long should you stand? In the beginning, you do the best you can. And daily, add a little bit to it. If you're only able to do 2 minutes a day, add 30 seconds tomorrow. Over time, you will notice that progressively, the gatekeepers are no longer a problem anymore. The mind doesn't get busy grasping concepts. You stay centered. Second gatekeeper, pain. Oh yeah, you're gonna get a little pain, discomfort, I'd say, right? And that becomes discouraging for some people. You want to put your arms down, but trust me, the pain will subside. It'll go away. It's only a response your body's giving your mind a response saying, hey, something's going on. Why's my arms here? This is abnormal. The blood flow is not there. It's different type of blood flow. Once the body gets familiar with these types of things, you'll be doing 30 to 45 minutes standing, no problem. I've been doing 30, 45 minutes over 10 years now, every single day. Should I pass the mic?
Yeah, that sounds like a perfect segue.
Yeah, let me pass the mic because there's more. Go right ahead.
So I think you need to stand a little bit closer so both of our mics can pick you up.
Okay. All right. In yoga, we like to center ourselves. Well, first of all, we like to be seated, but just like Sifu Lester said, you can interchange the sitting and standing positions. We like to start off with the 3-part breath, or the Durga breath. From there, we start inhaling the prana into the lower part of our abdomen, the root chakra, 6 organs, and then we move up to the rib cage, the middle, all the way to the top of the lungs. So now you have opened up your whole body to receive all this life force giving energy that we have. So let's start off by taking that posture as before. As we stand, shoulder width apart. All right. So now, just like he said before, we're going to hold our arms, and I want you to breathe into your bottom intestines. Inhale, expand the belly, hold it for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Now on the exhale, we contract. It's just like you're squeezing a sponge out. There we go. So we're going to do that 2 more times. We inhale to the lower abdomen, and we hold, and we let go. Exhale it out. We soften on the inhale. On the exhale. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Good. Now let's move into the rib cage. Open it up. Inhale, expand your rib cage wide, belly big. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and we exhale for 3, 2, 1. All right, 2 more times. Inhale the front and the back. We always forget to inhale into our back bodies, always the front and the sides. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and now we contract. Exhale, and we hold it for 3, 2, 1. On the inhale, expand the sides of your rib cage, open it nice and wide. On the inhale, we hold it for 3, 2, 1, and we exhale, contract. That's it. Now let's go up to the top of your lungs. Inhale all that good prana and chi, and we hold it. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Good job. Now we got 2 more times. Inhale again, all the way up to the traps. Loosen up the traps, soften it. There we go. Exhale, relax, let everything out. This is the last one, make it the best one. We inhale for 3, 2, 1. We're gonna hold it a little longer for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we exhale everything out. Hands down. Nice, center, and relax. Ready to take on the day's problems.
That's great. And you would do that for, what, 3, 4 minutes every day?
Yes, I actually like to start my day like this. That's like my morning coffee. Just
Let me ask a question also. I failed to mention when I gave my little intro, but when we're doing our breathing for this particular exercise or standing postures, we breathe in the nose and out of the nose, and we have our tongue at the roof of our mouth. Also, we're breathing from the lower belly. We call it the dantian. Is that
yes, that's
the breathing pattern that you're using as well, in the nose?
In through the nose, out through the nose. That's the Ujjayi breath.
Right.
Darth Vader breath, if you like Star Wars.
Right.
But and the main thing, and the main thing is to just be elongated so all the chakra points can line up. And we breathe. This is where everything starts, and that's where you start generating the prana and the chis by breathing to, you call it the dantian.
Right. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm glad you guys went first. Because I'm going to do it anatomically.
Oh.
So the exercise that we use to, the muscle that we use to breathe out is called the diaphragm muscle.
Okay.
And belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing is the muscle that actually pushes up against the bottom of the lungs. So the lungs end at the bottom of the ribs. And so the diaphragm is right even with the bottom of the ribs and the belly button. So when you breathe out, it pushes up, and then when you breathe in, it drops down. So when you were saying breathe into your lower abdomen, you were explaining how to get the air into the bottom of the lungs. Okay? And so when you talk about the lower dantian, the dantian means elixir field, and in Qigong we call it the three treasures. So there's the Jing field, the Qi field, and the Shen field. So the Jing must be pushed up into the Qi. Okay? So when you breathe in and you expand, the blood goes out. The oxygenated blood goes out.
Yeah.
So in our standing meditation, we start with the hands, and we're going to go a little bit wider than the shoulders. So we're kind of down like this. The elbows are out, and we're literally pushing up. Okay? So now the kidney meridian starts on the bottom of the foot and ends the top of the collarbone. So if you put your finger here and you bring your arm up, you see that that muscle engages. The heart meridian starts in the center of the armpit and goes in down in line with the little finger. So if you put your thumb on the collarbone and the middle finger in the armpit, you can see that you can connect the kidney meridian to the heart meridian. Now I want you to imagine that the heart is the hot water heater, the blood is the water, and the kidneys are the pilot light. If you've got no pilot light, you can only get cold water. So we have to stimulate kidney fire in order to warm the blood, and that's the chi that circulates the meridians. So you're literally pushing up, your elbows are out, and you're imagining that your fingertips are connecting to each other. And we start with 5 minutes. And so we do 6 breaths a minute, which is 30 breaths for 5 minutes. So I don't think we're going to sit here for 30 breaths, but we're going to do 6 breaths just for the heaven of it. So you're going to take a deep breath in, and then you're going to count to 7 as you breathe out. And 6 of those is 1 minute. So we're just going to do 6 breaths. So just deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Deep breath in. Back of your head can rest on your shoulders. Just 1 minute of breathing and standing, Qigong standing posture. So obviously, with your arms out like that, you're expanding the lungs. And as the lungs expand, they push in on the heart. And so that pressure allows the blood to go all the way up. So you're forcing the blood circulation and the oxygenation of the blood in that posture for just 5 minutes.
Mm.
Wow.
Nice.
So I love what you said about the tree pose.
Right.
Okay. Now, if we just elevated the hands from here to here, that would connect the bladder to the small intestine meridians, which is the first penetration.
It overheated the phone.
Oh.
I just need your code
Oh, okay.
because I need to reset it.
Little technical difficulties.
18, 21, 21.
Nothing we can't overcome.
Yeah, Dr. Phone's love. It overheated.
Phone overheated.
Uh,
So when we move the hands from here to here, just that little difference between your standing meditation, we stimulate the small intestine and bladder meridian, which is the exterior protection from bacteria, virus, fungus, and parasites. So any perverse energy or negative energy that wants to penetrate our energy field, when we put our hands like this, we stimulate that energetic bubble around us.
so this is the hater blocker pose. Like,
That's the hater blocker pose.
there you go.
Okay.
Would that be, Doc, let me ask a question. So, would that be dealing with what I've heard of as the Wei Qi field?
That is exactly what it is.
Right,
It's the
okay.
Wei Qi field. And for those of you who are concerned about viruses or bacteria, this would strengthen that to protect you from being penetrated. Okay? So, for information purposes, a virus is not flying around trying to find somebody to land on. Like, so you don't need to like hide in your house. The virus, as all viruses, are transmitted hand to face. So shaking hands, patting someone in the back, touching railings, whatever it is, groping fruit in the grocery store, and then touching your face.
Inanimate and animate objects.
So that is the way all viruses are transmitted, hand to face. So there's no difference between the different types and how they're transmitted.
That's true.
So if your energetic field is expanded, then guess what happens? It can't get in.
Hater blocker pose.
That's your hater blocker.
Makes sense. That makes complete sense.
And what you said is totally correct. When I went to New York, I like touched the railing on the subway, and I just looked at my hand the entire time because I was like, I knew I messed up, and I was like, I just want to make sure I didn't do anything with
that
it.
hand.
Yes, and then until I watched it. But you're 100% right. Digging your eye after touching, yes, sir.
Eye, no face, anything, it can penetrate. So the yang, the yang arm meridians start on the fingers and end on the face. So anything you do with your hands is going to get to your face. But if you practice creating this energetic pulsation block, it can't get there.
Do you also have to do this one for 5 minutes, just like the previous one?
Yes. And we also work it up to 30 minutes. So we do 5 minutes the first week, 10 minutes the second week, 15 minutes the third week. And when you get to 30 minutes, you never have to do more than 30 minutes of standing.
Gotcha.
Okay. So during cold season, so like September, October, November, I tell people do this for 30 minutes every day. You won't catch a cold. Okay. So we are more in danger from bacterial infections than viral infections. However, you don't really die from bacteria. You get really sick, but you can die from viral infections. But the precautions are the same. Wash your hands 5 times a day.
Just 5?
Or whenever is appropriate. But if you just get in the habit of washing your hands every hour or so, you don't have to worry about it.
That's right.
Okay? Now, how many people touch their nose all day long? It's just a habit. We're not even aware that we're touching our nose. Okay? And that's how it's transmitted. It's unconscious. Okay? So, when you go into a hospital for a routine whatever, or you go to visit somebody in a hospital for a routine whatever, you're concentrating all the sick people in one place. You're concentrating all the sick people in the same place. And now everybody's touching everything. Okay? And all the hair nets and foot coverings is not going to save you. It's just not. So when I have patients that are in the hospital, I'm like, when you get out, call me. I hate visiting people in the hospital. But they need good energy. They need loving energy also. So what you do today predicts your health 20 years from now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've been doing this 20 years.
Right at it.
And you've been doing this almost 20 years.
Almost.
I've been doing it 42 years.
Oh.
So the trick is, the reason why the three of us are here together, Tai Chi Yoga and Qigong, because all of these systems have methodologies that help you. So it doesn't matter where you start. Whichever energy system that you vibrate to, whatever is attractive to you, that's the one you're going to start with. If you're in the yoga, Marcus is your man. If you're in Tai Chi, Lester's your man. If you're in Qigong, or something like radically different, or if you've already tried yoga or Tai Chi, then Qigong is the way. So we're here to show you that there's no competition, that everything works, and it's all for you. So tell them how they can get in touch with you.
You can follow me on Instagram at Brim205, BRIM205.
And
actually, you can contact me on Facebook. Just look up my name, Lester Holmes. Last name is Holmes. Don't forget the L. And that's it. Yeah, just Facebook is good. Simple.
And you can follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram with DrQILOVE, Dr. Chi Love. All three platforms. And if you want to sign up for a class, go to lovechigong.com. And what's your website, home?
Check me out at hotyogahome.com.
hotyogahome.com. And do you have a website yet?
I let it go.
Let it go. It's not really important. You don't really need a website. If you go to Lester Holmes on Facebook,
I'm there, no doubt.
He's there. He's got 10,000 followers, so he's the man. So next week, we're going to give you the opportunity to ask questions. Now, in order for you to do that, you have to go to his Facebook page and type in your question now, sometime in the next 24 hours. And you've got to go to
Instagram, Brim205.
And type in your question in the next 24 hours. And you can go to Facebook, Dr. Chi Love, type in your question now in the next 24 hours, and then we will answer those questions next Monday. Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Good plan.
Okay. Last words.
Keep your chi up.
Keep your chi up. I like that.
Oh, man. Don't want to follow that guy. I don't have anything. Hi, Mom. That's all I got. Wow, that was good.
Your health is in your hands. And what you do today affects your health 20 years from now. So get started today. In order to be well, you got to Qi Gong well. For the Thai Yoga Chi Group.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace to the tribe.
On the other side.
It disappeared.
On the other side.